Hey, it's Cody from the DVC Disclaimers, and we are doing a reformatting and coming at you with some different styles of videos. We're the DVC Disclaimers.
We're back. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I think that, we have some good things coming up.
Yeah.
We're going to start some series. This video is just to kind of jump back in to, making the videos. And we're going to start off our series with a DVC educational series. And this video is going to be our first DVC 101 video.
DVC 101 is going to be the name of the show, if you want to call it that, and we are going to delve into more points today. That's going to be the theme, is more points. Whether you need them, whether you want to buy them, whether you have too many of them, we'll talk about more points.
Yeah, it's a good one for us to kick it off with because we recently added points.
We did.
And it's something that we've been considering for a while, and we considered buying the pros and cons of buying directly from Disney or buying on the resale market. We did end up purchasing directly from Disney, and we were able to get our same use year, which means we didn't have to get a separate membership ID, which is something important to consider if you're going to add on points.
Right. Well, we did what a lot of people tend to do, and that's buy low, test the waters out, right?
Yeah.
And really quickly we learned that it was going to be, we wanted more.
Yeah, definitely.
And there are some options out there. So the first option would be, if you want to rent points, you can rent them DVC direct, up to 24 points one time in a use year. And
what's that for, really? Just to kind of expand on that.
So let's say, as a good round number, you've got 100 points. And 100 points just isn't cutting it for the vacation that you want to have, and you are going to need, say, 20 more points. Well, you can go ahead and rent those directly from DVC, and you can get what you need. And it's not buying them. You don't have them for the next year. It's just for this year.
Yeah, once a year you have the option of renting 24 or under, if you need that to complete a reservation to make the vacation you want it to be. So that's an option, and it's a good option to know about. If you're adding on points, what we did was we added on at our home resort that we initially bought in for, which is the Polynesian. So we added on to the same use year. And what you can do is you can buy contracts or buy into other resorts. We like our resort, so we stuck with that and didn't buy a new contract at a different resort.
Yeah, but that's, remember that you can still stay at other resorts. You just don't have that 7-month reservation window instead of the 10-month reservation window. So what we did was, go ahead.
Yeah, we added on, and the rules for adding on, if you're buying directly from Disney, if it's 25 points, you can buy a minimum. A lot of websites say 100 points, which is not true. You can buy starting with 25 points, increments of 25 points. If you buy 25 points, you have to pay everything all at once, cash. It's a cash purchase. If you're adding 50 or more points, you can finance that through Disney.
And they make not the bulk of their money, but they definitely make a fair chunk of change by people financing it, and sometimes 25 points isn't enough, 30 points isn't enough, so they're banking on the people that need to add that 50 points, 60 points onto their plan, that want to finance it, and people that can't afford just 25 points and they need to finance it.
Well, and if you're wanting to add on points at your home resort where you currently own, a thing you can do is, if they're not currently selling, because every resort only has so many points that it can sell. So if there isn't anything available, if they're not actively selling points at your home resort, you can be put on a waiting list. That's what we did for the Polynesian, and it came through for our use here. I mean, this might be a unique circumstance, but it was only a couple days.
Yeah, I mean,
when our DVC advisor contacted us.
I called our advisor and asked to be put on the list so that we could fall into our use year. And she said, I don't think it'll be very long at all. And we were kind of saying, you know, okay, we should save a little money and be ready for the deposit. And like, that was maybe on a Friday, and on Monday she called and was like, good news.
Yeah, he contacted me at work and he said, so, you know, got a call today about the points. And we were able to make it work, so that's the good news.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, again, I think we've said this in another video, you have to own at least 75 points directly from Disney in order to qualify for membership extras, which is a lot of the reason why people join DVC. That's discounts on dining and shows and tours and merch.
Moonlight Magic also.
Moonlight Magic, special member events like that, DVC Disney cruises. So that's something to keep in mind. You have to own at least 75. There are a lot of people that buy their 75 points directly from Disney and then buy contracts on the resale market to kind of fill in the rest.
Yeah.
And that's totally an acceptable option. You've got to just kind of look out there and see what's right for you, and talk to anyone from DVC that you know, or ask us questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for, is, you know, to be able to be a good resource.
Well, the last thing that I want to touch on, I don't know if you have anything left or not, but I want to say that, remember, you can always, if you have too many points, you can always reach out either to, you know, the legitimate businesses that do take care of handling, getting rid of your points and renting them out for you.
Yeah, they're kind of like the middleman, sort of.
Yeah, and you can do it that way. Or what I've done is found friends of mine that I'm willing to make a reservation for, and they will pay me directly. It allows you to kind of make a little more per point annually, and
helps cover your membership dues. I know we've put money toward that too. We rented out points to a woman who took her daughter to Alani. We were able to make that reservation, and we have some friends that are going to be going to Disney in January next year, and we were able to make that reservation and rent out those points too. So it's really worked well for us.
Yeah. That's really all I've got for DVC 101 for more points. Or less points if you have too many, but
and here I thought we wouldn't be people that would add on points. I thought, oh, we have enough points to do our trip, a small trip every year, or a big trip every other year, but we drink the Kool-Aid,
and now we learned it's never enough points.
And something to think about, if you're really on the fence, my final thought is, if you're really on the fence, consider buying in soon, because the prices just keep going up and up. And especially since the announcement of Galaxy's Edge opening in Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert if you haven't heard that news already.
If people living on a mountaintop somewhere haven't heard that news yet, they do now.
Right. It's just going to get more and more expensive, and one of the things that we bought in this for was to have it be worth our while. So we're going to get to a point where our trips are paid, and that hotel cost is not something we have to factor in, because that doesn't cover your whole Disney trip. It's only for your hotel. But I mean, it's half of the cost usually. Generally,
they say it's about 60%. So
yeah. So if you have that covered, if you can put in a couple of years, get your points paid off, it's worth it, I think.
Yeah.
If you're on the fence, buy in soon, because it's already raised a couple times since we made our initial buy-in.
Yeah. I'm just terrified of what it's going to be like when we decide to buy. 10 years from now we buy more. It's just going to be astronomical. But hopefully they can kind of even it out with the new resorts coming in and everything else. But we're going to wrap up this video of the DVC 101.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
And
send us questions, leave us comments. We're, for our next DVC 101 video, we're always open to ideas and anything that helps us learn more too. It's a win-win.
Yeah. We're going to stop here and record our next segment, and I will be wearing the same shirt.
I will be wearing the same exact ears.
Yeah. Thank you.